Wow. What a welcome. How are you, Melbourne? You ready to go? We're finally together. We've done it. We're here. We're together. We put it off and then we're back, and now we're in the same room. It's a miracle. I appreciate it. I started this tour last year, and then it stopped, and I restarted in fucking Darwin. That wasn't part of the plan. Did a show in Darwin, and there was like nothing had ever happened. You know, they hadn't had COVID since 1975 or something. They didn't give a fuck. They're making out in the street. And they're really proud of it too. They're like, Darwin, it's the safest place on earth. It's the safest place on earth. You know who else did really well? Canberra. I'm just saying there's an upside to being a shithole, you know what I mean? It's pretty hard to get the virus when no one wants to fucking visit in the first place. The ACT reopened its borders. It wasn't even on the news. You didn't even know they were closed, did you? But they did. They closed ACT, reopened it. We've reopened for business. Even people from Queanbeyan are like, we don't give a fuck. We're not going back in there. So this tour, it started beginning of last year. I was at the Adelaide Fringe, right? And we were having a great time. We're doing sold-out shows, and it was amazing. We knew something was coming, but we weren't sure what. We're like, it was like we're having a party on the Titanic. We're like, oh, yeah. Oh, look, an iceberg. I'll get some ice for me fucking drink, you know. And I was one of those annoying people who downplayed it. I'm like, oh, yeah, you'll get a sniffle, whatever. Apparently, if you're older, you might die, but that's already the fucking case. I thought we're going to lose a lot of ABC viewers. That I was worried about. Thought Hard Quiz's ratings are going to go in the fucking toilet. And then it was all off, and I went to Byron Bay, because I was lucky. I thought I can just wait it out. I thought if I'm going to do fuck all, I'll go to where the professionals of doing fuck all live. And I went to Byron Bay, and I didn't fit in. I was walking around dressed like this. Hi, everyone. People are pointing at me in the street. Look at him. I think he pays tax. Throwing almond milk and shit at me. Get out of here. But I was happy about being in Byron Bay because I thought when the vaccine arrives, there'll be very short queues. It'll be me and the GP, no one else. GP will be one for me, one for you. There you go. We are the only two in this entire region that believe in science. Doesn't it feel good to get together and have a laugh and just put shit behind us? Does it feel good? We're lucky. I feel optimistic. It's good, you know, COVID, fuck it. Trump, fuck it. The fires, fuck it. 'Cause that was full on, wasn't it? Man, those fires. I mean, you know who annoyed me? Were the people who were pretending it was nothing new. There was a senator who said this in Parliament while the fires were still burning. He said, bushfires are just part of ordinary Australian life. They've got nothing to do with climate change. We had major bushfires in 1939, 1968, 1983, 1994, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. It's the arsonists you've got to worry about. 2007, 2008. Hazard reduction's the problem. 2009. What conclusion did you fucking draw, mate? You can't pick and choose your science, you know what I mean? You can't pick and choose. Like, if you're getting a heart transplant, you'd never say to the doctor, oh, look, before you start, I was reading in the Herald Sun the other day that it's better that if instead of using a heart, you replace it with a fucking avocado. That's what it said in the newspaper. And then I turned the page and there was a full-page ad for avocados. I don't know if these two things are related. And I got sick of thirsty koalas, I'll be honest. Nah, I'd had enough of their shit every night. Every night another one crawls out of the bushes, you know. Like, that's how dumb the media think we are. Like, the only way we can understand the scale of the tragedy is if we see a singed marsupial. We're like, oh, now I understand. Like, where are the thirsty goannas? No one gave a shit about them. I wanted to see a goanna on the front page of the Herald Sun in the arms of a firefighter, cradling it. He's pouring Gatorade down its throat. It's got shit rotting in its mouth. It's like, tail flapping around. Come on, you cold-blooded bastard. You're supposed to be a symbol of resilience. Do you know what koalas sound like? They sound like this. They're not good. There's a reason we don't hear them in tourism campaigns. We only see them. Do you think tourists would still visit Australia when we reopen the borders if they knew koalas sounded like that? Like imagine the borders reopen. Like we get Chinese tourists, we just take them straight to the zoo. Check this out, come on. Koalas are there. Got chlamydia and shit in their eyes. The tourists would set fire to them themselves. There we go. It's got to go. So that's how this tour started. There was smoke still hanging in the air. I was doing some shows at Brunswick Heads on the far north coast of New South Wales. And we decided with those shows, all profits raised would go to the firefighters. And we raised $10,000, which we're very proud of. Thank you. And then Celeste Barber raised $50 million. Fuck you, Celeste Barber. Making the rest of us look bad. It's too much money. Next time there's a fire, firefighters will be turning up in Lamborghinis and Ferraris. Come on, let's put out the fire. Should we use still or sparkling? Load up the San Pellegrino, boys, come on. This one's a fizzer. And every comedian I know was doing charity gig after charity gig after charity gig after charity gig to raise money for the firefighters. And then what happened? Pandemic hit. No gigs for 7 months. No gigs anywhere. And did one fucking firefighter lift their finger to help the comedians? No! Not fucking one! So all money raised tonight will be going to fucking me! It's a very honest transaction this evening. Man, thanks so much for coming out to this show. It's such a treat. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's great to see you all here. Thank you. You've forgotten how to clap. You don't know what to do. You've been home alone too long. You're like just walking around going, what's that? Where was the last place you went overseas? Hobart. I mean... Where was the last place you went? South Africa. Oh, okay. US, all right, okay. Japan, these are great places. New Zealand, not bad. I went to Singapore. That's the last place I went. I mean, it's nice, but I didn't know the circumstances under which I made that decision. Like if someone said to me, you don't get to go overseas for 5 years, where would you like to go? I wouldn't have gone, Singapore, please! I only went there because I was sick of going to Bali. Every time I go to Bali, I shit myself, and I thought, I'm not doing that again. I'm actually going to learn a lesson this time. Because every time I go to Bali, I shit myself, and no one cares. Everyone's like, oh, it's a bit of Bali belly, what can you do? Whatever. It's just a bit of Bali belly. Like, if there is a disease named after your destination, don't go there. Like, you wouldn't go to Ebola Island, would you? Give that a go? You wouldn't go on a coronavirus cruise. When else would you spend $10,000 and just accept shitting yourself as part of the transaction? Can you name any other purchase where that would sound reasonable? Like you buy a motorbike, top of the range. You're like, it's a great motorbike, but every time I ride it, I shit myself. But it's just a bit of Yamaha belly, what can you do, you know? Have a bit of a Honda honk, bit of a Suzuki spew. So I go to Singapore with my family and we go to a resort. Okay, we're staying at a resort, and on the first day, we want to leave our children at Kids Club. And when you first leave your children at Kids Club, you're a bit, you're a bit worried, Like, if you don't have children, it's how you would feel if you had to leave your phone unattended in a public area. It's hard in the mouth stuff, Imagine that, you got your phone, you put it on the shelf, you're like, oh no. Is it going to be okay? I hope no one fiddles with it. So we leave our children at Kids Club and my wife and I go to the beach, and it's just her and I for the first time, just the two of us, like at the beach with no kids. And we're trying to enjoy ourselves and relax, but I couldn't, because the whole time we were lying there was a guy on his own with a Bluetooth speaker. Like on his own. Just a little speaker. like he's appointed himself the DJ of the fucking beach. Like apparently the sound of waves gently crashing against the shore is not good enough for him. And it's really annoying me. I'm like, he's just imposing his taste on everyone else. It's like when you see a teenager at the shops, with a speaker on their backpack and they're like, oh yeah, it's a really cool band. They're in the Hottest 100. They're called the Cardigan Arseholes. Yeah, you really love them. Like, I don't care, buddy. Like, you're just imposing your taste on other people. It'd be like me walking down the street with a curry and just spooning it into other people's mouths. Oh, there you go. Look at the curry I found. It tastes good, doesn't it? Open your gob. There you go. Open your gob. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah. Aren't I cool for finding that and putting that in your gob? And I was getting really worked up, and I was saying to my wife, he's not even a fan of music, because if he was, he'd have headphones on. You know what headphones are? Two of those speakers up against his fucking ears. And the only way my wife could get me to calm down was to make me put on my noise-cancelling headphones, and I had to listen to an app that was playing the sound of waves gently crashing against the shore. So I go back to Kids Club, and no one told me, but the activity that day was building weapons. They were building weapons out of wood. Like my boy, he's now 6, he built like a sword, like a long sword. He's like, look, Dad, I'm a pirate. My daughter, she's 9, she'd built a fully functioning crossbow. She jacked it back, fired at my head, arrow just missed me, and I shat myself, which was very disappointing. The only reason I was in Singapore was to avoid that one activity. I'd paid good money to avoid that. And my kids are like, Dad, these are the best toys we've ever had. We can't wait to take them back to Australia. And I thought, fuck it, you know what? I'm up for a challenge. I've seen border security, I know how it works. You bury the shit deep in your luggage, you lie on the form, and it works out every fucking time. So I get to customs, I put the bag down, and the woman working there, she looks at me and she's like, do I know you from somewhere? And I'm like, yeah, I'm on the ABC. I host a TV show called Hard Quiz. And she's like, I love that show. And I was like, thank you. She goes, do you have anything in your bag you'd like to declare? And I was like, yeah. I've got some wooden weapons from Asia. She goes, oh, off you go. You're such a smart ass. I never know when to take you seriously. Off you go. Have a good day. And I'm getting cocky now. I'm going to bring in heroin next time. I'll strap myself up. I'll be ready to go. They'll be like, oh, Tom, have you put on a bit of weight? I'm like, no, I've got 10 kilos of heroin strapped to my waist. Off you go. Good on you. Good on you, smart ass. Good on you, drug trafficking scallywag! So yeah, I had a bit of spare time, more than I planned. And my wife said, you should get a hobby. She said, you should get a hobby. But my problem is this used to be my hobby. And then it became like this. And I don't really remember when it changed. It was just, hey, do a bit of comedy, that'd be fun. And then here we are. I don't really remember when it changed over. I've been doing it for 25 years. 25 years ago, I was doing pharmacy, right? I was doing pharmacy at Sydney University. And I was in the lab, okay? And we were making drugs. We used to call it cooking class. We were making suppositories in particular. And my mate, he was putting all the medication in the mould, he just flattened it all down. And he looked up at me and he said, this is the most fun part of the course. And I was like, fuck it, I'm out of here. See you, mate. If that's as good as it gets, that is not exciting enough for me. And I left and I started doing stand-up comedy 25 years ago. And this is how my career's gone. I was I started here. I was pretty good when I started, and this is how it went. I started, and then I just sort of improved, just very slowly, nothing too exciting. If you've seen me over the years, you'll know it's true. Oh yeah, this show is just slightly better than last year. I mean, that's how it goes. And then I got the Gold Logie, and then it went like that. That's where I am now, here with you. And you know what I've got to show for it? After 25 years, I've got a house in Romsey in the country, an hour out of town. I've got a wife, 2 kids, couple of chooks, 2 Volvos. I've got the lifestyle of a fucking pharmacist. It's taken me 25 years to get to where I would have been anyway. I even look like a pharmacist. You can imagine me in the shop giving out reasonable advice. Just standing up the back going, oh yeah, with the antibiotics, even if you feel better, you have to finish the course, okay? Yeah, even if you feel better, yeah, you got to finish the course. I've got to go back to making some suppositories, which is the most fun part of my day. So my wife's like, you got to get a hobby, it'll be good for your mental health. I said, you got to get a hobby, it'll be good for your mental health. We overuse that phrase a bit, don't we? Loses its meaning if we use it too flippantly. Some people will be like, oh yeah, I walked to work today, it's really good for my mental health. No, you just got a bit of fresh air, you're still fucked in the head. You need to be assessed. You need some heavy medication. It's gonna take more than a fucking stroll, mate. So my wife's like, you got to get a hobby. What did you used to like doing for fun? If you cast your mind way back, way back before you started this, what did you used to like doing for fun? And I'm like, I used to like riding motorbikes. And she's like, think of another hobby, okay? But I'm like, no, that's perfect. So I got a dirt bike, right? But the problem I've got is I learned how to ride a motorbike when I was 6. So I can't remember not knowing how to ride a motorbike. For me, riding a motorbike's just like walking down the street. It's second nature to me. But my wife has never ridden a motorbike. So every time I ride my motorbike, she thinks I'm going to kill myself, which is ironic because I'm only doing it for my mental health. She lays it on thick too. She'll be on the back deck with the kids going, don't forget the children love you. Be careful out there, you're a father. But I've found when I ride the motorbike, the more I wind her up, the more relaxed I feel. Stressing her out is my new zen. So I'm like, nying, nying, I don't even have a helmet on today. Nying. I've taken up smoking, fuck it. I've got thongs on. I hope there are no high tension wires tied across the bush track. I'd hate to lose my head, it'd be terrible for my mental health. I set fire to my recycling, that was good. It's one of the good things about living in the country is you're allowed to just burn shit in your paddock. It's great, you're missing out. It's like a wonderful thing. Like what happened was, my wife, she really enjoys the convenience of online shopping, right? So I get to enjoy the inconvenience of trying to fit all the boxes that everything arrives in into the recycling bin, but I can't keep up. So I thought, I've got to torch all this shit and just start again. So I got all the cardboard, just piled it up in a big pile, and plus my kids had a lot of subpar flammable artwork that had to fucking go. Threw it all on, went up in flames. And all my neighbours came out of the woodwork. They're like, oh, can we throw some shit on too? I'm like, yeah, throw it on. It's life in a country town. People just turn up in a car. You got a fire there, mate? Yeah, good one, mate. One of the locals turned up and he had like a big washing machine box. Flattened out, massive, and it was just covered in blood. It had blood splattered all over it. And he's like, oh, don't worry about that. That's just a bit of kangaroo blood, because I chopped up a bit of roadkill for me dogs. And I presumed he was telling the truth. No questions asked from me. No worries, mate. Straight on the fire. He could have been Ivan Milat. I'm like, yeah, no worries, mate. Well, you got some German passports? Yeah, no worries, mate. Just happy to help out. But I like the fact he lives in my town, because he makes housing affordable. You need him in the city to, like, sort of bring the property market under control. Imagine having him in North Fitzroy. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? You walk out the front of your $2 million single-storey terrace. You're putting the bins out. He's like, oh, I chopped up a bit of roadkill for me dogs. You'd be like, oh, to be fair, it's organic, so... Just pop it in the green bin. It counts as food scraps. Food scraps. Did a lot of drinking during the day. Well, I had nothing on. I had no responsibilities, apart from a family. But other than that... And it was tricky, you know. It was like... I mean, I'll be honest with you. Some days, I only had 2 thoughts in my head. And my brain would just bounce between 2 thoughts all day. And they were, I've got to drink less, I'm getting a gut. And the other thought was, I don't have a gut, should have a drink. That's it. That's all I would think all day. Got to drink less, I'm getting a gut. I don't have a gut, should have a drink. You know what I do? Have a drink. Because you never drink the right amount, do you? You drink 7, you wish you had 6. You drink 5, you wish you had 4. You drink 3, you wish you had 2. You drink 1. You never have fucking 1. You never have the right amount, do you? No one ever says, I drank the perfect amount last night. Yeah, I had a drink and I was feeling a bit excited, so I had another one. And then I thought, that's enough of that. Went home, had a glass of water, went to bed by 9 o'clock, woke up with no regrets. Because I had the perfect amount to drink. You know what my wife and I always do? We're always like, that's it, we're not drinking on weeknights anymore. No, we're serious this time. We're not drinking on weeknights anymore because we're in our 40s and we have to look after ourselves. Okay, we've got young kids, we're not drinking on weeknights anymore. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, a couple of glasses of red. Thursday, we are off our nuts and blazing our way to the weekend. Oh, you can't drink in front of your kids. Well, we only drink after they've gone to bed at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, like they're fucking told! You can't drink in front of your kids. Well, how else are they going to fucking learn? I started drinking Hankin Zeros. That's how serious it got. Yeah. Desperate times. I like Hankin Zero because they taste the same as regular Heineken, plus the bottles look the same, so you can just like drink Hankin Zero at a party all night, walk around, collect secrets. Psst, oh, I have no idea how I'll remember this tomorrow. You can get a 6-pack of Hankin Zero and just go for a drive. Drink them while you're driving. Like it's the 70s. Perfectly legal. It's not a good look. But you're allowed to. You just drive around. You just drive around looking for the police. You find the RBT and you're happy. Oh. They wave you through and you're like, oh, fuck it. Drive around the block, come back. Hey, you missed me. I've been drinking all this shit. You want me to blow into there? All right. What's it say? 0. Thank God for that, because I've drunk all of this and I've got to get home. I'm about to wet myself. I don't like lollies, right? And it really annoys people. Everyone's got something about them that annoys other people. That's mine. I don't like lollies and people can't accept it. Like I'll be at work and it'll be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a woman comes around with a bowl of lollies and she'll be like, would you like a lolly? And I'm like, no. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Are you being good? Are you being good? You're better than me. No, I'm being an adult. I'm 46. I got over it. Like if you had an I feel at stake, I would rip into that, but... Or a tray of ice cold beer, that'd be a treat. But at this point, a lolly snake's not gonna fucking cut it. I mean, I used to like lollies when I was a child. Like it's one of my favourite childhood memories was when my brothers and sisters and I, we would go down to the shops on our beach holiday every day and get 20 cents worth of mixed lollies. Yeah, we'd go down the shop, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, all 5 of us, would have our 20-cent coin. You'd walk in, there'd be the big cabinet there, and you'd be like, I'll have a jelly baby and a freckle and a milk bottle and a mint leaf and a banana and teeth and a mate and strawberries and cream, pineapple and a jube and a clinker and a packet of fags. And the person working there would pretend to find this extremely time-consuming, low-profit transaction cute. They're like, oh, yes. Take your time. No, I like it down here. It's great. I can't wait for you to hand me that 20-cent piece. It'll make it all worth it. My arthritic knees, thank you. They really do. Can you imagine when PayWave was invented? It would have been the best day of their lives. Beep, get the fuck out of my shop. And that was my favourite childhood memory until my mother told me that while we're down at the shops, that's when my mum and dad would root. And it's ruined the whole thing. And now I have to go back through the story and reimagine it. I can picture my parents saying to us, you can go to the shops every day, take as long as you like, don't rush back. I'd get back, Dad would be asleep. My mother would look a bit sweaty and she'd have pink cheeks like she'd been to the gym, which was weird because it was the olden days when no one went to the gym. And this was after the Beaumont children went missing. After! The Beaumont children had made headlines around the country, and after that they're like, yeah, we'll send them down the shops on their own. That's how much they like rooting. Oh, we'll send them down, 5 will go down, 2 will come back, we'll replace them while they're gone. That's why I don't like lollies. When I'm driving, I like speeding, and I do it all the time, and I never get caught, and I recommend it. I want to do an ad for the government. It's going to be called the Get On With It campaign. Well, it's one of the joys of working at night. I've found that if you drive home after the police have gone to bed, you can drive as fast as you like. And it has its upsides. You never fall asleep at the wheel. I'm not a drowsy driver. You know why? It's too exciting. At that speed, shit comes up on you quick. You're like... You get home, you can't get to sleep for hours. Your heart's racing. What happens if you hit a kangaroo? They explode more quickly. Sometimes I get out the back of the airport and I'm just driving through nothing but red mist. I love it when the police put up the sign that says, police are now targeting seatbelts. When they put that up, they're not there. They put that up when they're hungover. They're like, oh, can't be fucked. Seatbelts. Like if it had police are now targeting organised crime, you'd be like, well, they'll be busy. If it had police are now targeting tax avoidance by multinationals, you're like, well, their work will never be done. But seatbelts, they're not there. We all wear seatbelts now. We've all been wearing them for what, 20 years now? Like all of us. Like you'll see a car on the road, every panel's a different colour, there'll be chooks jumping around on the back seat, muffler will be dragging on the road, guy driver will have no shirt on, cigarette hanging out the corner of his mouth, seatbelt on, even him. I drive a Volvo. Can you imagine how committed to not wearing a seatbelt I would have to be? Boo, 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 boo. The nanny state can go fuck itself. Boo, 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 boo. Do you really think the police are in their highway patrol by the side of the highway, double checking that everybody's got their seatbelt on? They're just sitting there. They've got their seatbelt on. They've got their seatbelt on too. So do they. They've got it on. They've got it on too. Write it down, mate. They've got it on. They've got it on. They've got it on. Got it on. Got it on. They've got it. Write it down in the seatbelt book. Got it on. Got it on. Got it on. Got it on. They've got it on. 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 Got it on, 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 got it. Oh, hang on, I know it's a bus. Don't worry about it. Don't put that in the bus book. I have got caught speeding once. Okay, well, once I was... I don't drive fast in built-up areas. I'm not a maniac. Just once I get past the airport, like the last bit of the drive to my house is like 30 k's of straight road, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning, no one's out. I was going 120 in a 100 zone. Just took off. And I look in the rearview mirror, and I can see a siren. It's like, whoop! I'm like, oh, bullshit. Stop, wind down my window. Policeman's there. Why were you travelling so fast? So I said, because I thought you weren't here. And he goes, off you go, good on you, mate. Good on you, smartass. Never know when to take you seriously. I don't know if you've been to my shows before or if you've watched any of my specials, but I always invite the audience to tell me what they didn't think was true. This show is 89% true, 11% lies. So if there's anything you thought was bullshit, just yell it out and I'll correct the record. Just anything, just yell it out. The lollies, people struggle with the lollies. People bail me up after the show. Oh, what about a red frog? Come on. Like, it's... No, the lollies story is one of those stories that unfortunately is 100% true. Like, you get to enjoy it as entertainment and just walk out of here and go, oh, well, that was funny. But I have to walk around with it in my head knowing that it was true. Like, my mother now calls having sex getting a lolly. Like, it's bad. Like, you can't leave dinner early anymore at a restaurant. Like, oh, all our family will be out at a restaurant, all my brothers and sisters and various partners. You'll be like, oh, we might leave early. Oh, you're getting a lolly, are you? Oh. No, we'll stay for dessert. That's true. Anything else? You don't believe that there are beaches in Singapore? Well, strictly speaking, it was on an island of Indonesia that's just over the border, but I didn't really want to get bogged down in the geography of the area. It's called Nicoy Island, and you go across to Bintang Island, and Bintang is part of Indonesia. It's not actually part of Singapore. You have to pass through customs to get to the island, and then pass through customs on the way back. And can you see why I didn't include it in the show now? I'm boring myself. So well spotted, it was an island of Indonesia. But I didn't want to undo my observations about Bali. Everyone like, oh, but Bali's part of Indonesia too, so actually you just went back to Indonesia. I'd be like, yeah, get fucked. I don't really want to get... I don't want to attach a GPS to this story. So, yeah, that was bullshit. Anything else?
In a Volvo.
What?
Speeding in a Volvo.
You don't believe that I sped in a Volvo? You got to update your thinking. Volvos are fast. Because I know, I get it. Like Volvos, Volvo. You wear a cap when you drive. I get it, but that's all out of date. Like a Volvo won Bathurst. I know. People are like, what? Get fucked. A Volvo won Bathurst. It beat Ford and Holden, and the company still exists. Wow, you can buy new Volvos. You can't buy new fucking Commodore, can ya? Got to let go of that. The Ford versus Holden battle is over. It's finished. Oh, Ford fucking Holden, Ford get fucked, Ford. You know, eventually it's going to be Tesla versus Prius. That's it. Everyone will be trackside at Bathurst. Mount Panorama was conquered by a chargeable forklift this year. I just love the atmosphere. I just love the smell of a battery charging. Anything else? Blood on the box. No, again, that's one of those stories that I have to carry with me and you get to discard. Like, I had to go to bed that night knowing that he was still somewhere in my town. And I don't know about you, but when someone says, chopped up bit of roadkill for me dogs, that phrase gets trapped in my head for weeks. And I can't get it out. I become obsessed by it. That night, I was trying to go to bed. I was like, chopped up bit of roadkill for me dogs. Chopped up bit of roadkill for me dogs. Chopped up bit of roadkill for me. Then my wife's in the shower. I pull back the curtain. Chopped up bit of roadkill for me dogs. I teach the children how to say it. We're in the Volvo driving very fast. Have you got something to say to your mother, kids? Yeah, chopped up a bit of roadkill for me dogs, Dad. But do you know what the worst part is? I've never seen him with his dog. Never. Just walking around on a sunny day. Like, it's a good day to walk your dog, isn't it? No, not today. Didn't you used to have a family? Nah. So, yeah, that was true. Anything else? Hankin Zero. You're like, oh, that's fucking bullshit. It was only a couple of days. I just needed something to get me in a midday. Something for the cornflakes. What'd you say down here?
Fully functional crossbow.
A fully functional crossbow. No, it's true. She didn't make it herself. She had help from the people who were running the kids' club. But it definitely happened. But I mean, I didn't shit myself when she shot an arrow at me. That was just a confection. I just thought it'd be ironic, given I was avoiding that in Bali, and then I go to Singapore, she fires an arrow at me, and shit myself. Plus, I'm 46. Wouldn't happen that quick. She'd be like, "Pew," and I'd be like, I'm going to shit myself in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Actually, fire another arrow. Could be here for a while. Might just scroll through Instagram for a bit. I've been eating too much bread. Anything else? So, what? You don't believe that I have a wife and 2 kids? Wouldn't it be weirder if I invented all that? If I was just a single man living in a flat. Like I'm living in a flat in South Melbourne, just thinking, I wonder what it would be like to have a wife and 2 kids. If I had a wife and 2 kids, I would take them to Singapore. No, I do. That's true, unfortunately. Anything else you didn't believe? Sorry? Customs, no, that happened, and this is how dumb I am. I actually went to customs and she went, off you go. But I'm so dumb. In that moment, I was going to go, no, I really do have wooden weapons from Asia. But then a split second later, I remembered that would take ages. So I went, thank you. And left. What was the other one? The roadkill on the windscreen. Yeah, I've actually never hit a kangaroo. That was just, I'm just imagining it. I don't know how it's never happened, but it has never happened. You're right, that was bullshit. I don't drive home through red mist every evening. That would be pretty weird. Imagine that. I got the windows down every time I get home. Hi, I did a gig last night, love, just covered in blood. I left my windows down and all the red mist got in through the side windows in my Volvo, which is very fast. Anything else you didn't believe? Being a pharmacist. Are you a pharmacist? Oh. All right, well, this will prove to you that I'm a pharmacist. When we were making the suppositories, are there any pharmacists in? Yeah, over here. Well, you can confirm it. Oh, my God, you look just like me. It's like... It's like a sliding doors moment. I ended up here and you ended up depressed down there. Following your dreams? You. Well, you can confirm this. When I was making the suppositories, you put them in a mould. First of all, they're conical in shape, for obvious reasons. Like, it'd be pretty mean if you just packed all the medication into a big cube, wouldn't it? There you go. You're going to have to take a run at it. Ask first. Take a run. But one of the key ingredients is cocoa butter. Yeah, of course, cocoa butter is found in chocolate, and cocoa butter melts at body temperature. So for obvious reasons, you need it to melt at body temperature. But yeah, it's also in chocolate. So yeah, if you've ever wanted to have a chocolate, but you didn't want to eat it, I'm just saying you could get your lint ball and just... Let it slowly release. I should do that at work. Oh, do you want a lolly? No, I've got a lint ball, sorry. I don't like lollies, but I want an afternoon sugar rush, and I don't want to have to brush my teeth, okay? So... Anything else? Whoa. Hey, slow down. We've got plenty of time. I'm happy to take all comers. Oh, you thought it wasn't true that I was a comedian. Oh, okay. And everyone went, ooh, yeah. For good reason. Well, I mean, I'm not like, All evidence points to the contrary to what you're saying. You're literally sitting in a theatre of my comedy show, having bought the ticket to watch it, so... Anything else you didn't believe? Huh? The police? That they stopped me? No, the police, that all absolutely happened. He fined me, though. He didn't let me off, yeah. So what actually happened was, he said, why were you travelling so fast? And I said, because I thought you weren't here. And he went, good one, mate. I haven't actually heard that one before. That's good. But I still have to write you a fine. And he wrote me a fine, and yeah. But I didn't care. I was happy to pay because I'd made him laugh. I'm a comedian. That's how good I am, mate. Like, this is a sold-out Saturday night crowd. It's easy. You're an easy laugh. A policeman on the side of the road at 1 o'clock in the morning, like, he's a tough crowd. And he laughs. But this is a part that, like, for me, I was more than happy to pay. I'm an artist. And he said, I haven't heard that before. I'm original! I was like, you know what? I'm going to speed down the road, pull me over again, and let's see what else I come up with. Let's start riffing. We could become a writing partnership. Anything else you didn't believe? I did go to Byron Bay. What was that? That there will be a vaccine in Byron at all. That's a good point. They'll probably just inject me with Pete Evans' thoughts. Anything else you didn't believe?
That you won the Gold Logie.
Ooh. I thought you'd never bring it up. How funny was it when they all cracked the shits? They got really upset because I took their toy. I was a story on a current affair. That's weird. It's a hard emotion to describe to you. You're watching the TV, it's like dodgy tradie, doll bludger. Me! Tracy Grimshaw said that she found my speech graceless. She said my speech lacked grace. Have you seen a current affair? Have you ever heard anyone say, I saw a very graceful episode of A Current Affair last night? Yeah, it was shot in black and white. It was wonderful. It was done in the French style. They actually had a poll on the official A Current Affair Facebook page, and it asked the question, Tom Gleeson, is he a hero or is he a villain? And their own viewers voted that I was a fucking hero. Their own viewers. 62%. That's same-sex marriage territory. In a democracy, they call that a thumping majority, Trace. So you should try getting in touch with your audience. You never know. You might win a fucking award. Then everyone was worried about Amanda. What about Amanda Keller? No, what about Amanda? What about Amanda? What about Amanda? It was her year. It was her year. What about Amanda? She's Australia's favourite. Yeah, just a little bit less fucking favourite than me. It's a vote. I'm sorry, I won. What was I supposed to do? Try to come second? No. Look at the scoreboard. Look at the scoreboard. Then Kerry and Kenley cracked the shits. Oh, yeah, she was on Studio 10, you know, the morning show on Channel 10, and she cracked the shit. She had an absolute cack attack. She was annoyed because I didn't go on Studio 10, but I didn't go on Studio 10 because I like performing to an audience. Like, going on Studio 10 is like yelling your opinions into an empty shoebox. It's pointless behaviour. Like if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it fall, you're on Studio 10. But on the morning after, I was getting a FaceTime call from Kerry-Anne Kenley. It said Kerry-Anne. Like that's when you're like, wow. Wow. Like when you get a FaceTime call from anyone, it's not good. You know, it's going and it says mum. You're like, oh, how the fuck did you work out how to do that? Like, now I've got to tidy up the hotel room. But it said Kerry-Anne. And I knew if I touched that green dot, I'd be straight on air. So I was walking around it like it was a bomb. I didn't want to set it off. I was worried if I tripped over, I'd be like, oh, poink, and I'd be like straight on air. But I was so tempted to sit on the shitter. Like, how good would that be if I just downed trousers and then took the call? Hello, Kerry-Anne, how are you? I believe you wanted to talk to me about disrespecting the Gold Logie. Just a sec. I need to wipe my ass. And then I just tilt the camera and reveal that there's a toilet roll sitting on the Gold Logie. I'll be with you in a sec, love. Imagine if I won the Gold Logie again. It would do their fucking heads in. And if I did, I wouldn't even turn up. I'll send someone else to pick up the award for me, and I know the perfect person to do it. He'll get on stage, he'll pick up the award, he'll walk up to the microphone and say, chopped up bit of roadkill for me, Doc. Thank you, Melbourne.